there.
Hello there.
Hey, how are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
It's good. I'm doing well. Doing well.
So here we are again.
Once again, we're here for the late date, right?
Yes, and it's really, really, really late. I think we purposely started at 1:11.
1:11.
We didn't promo that. Just
we've had no promos the last 2 weeks, and we've still done well. So thank you.
I mean, there's been a lot going on within our personal and all of that lives.
Personal and private lives, which is the same thing, right? Personal and
private lives.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of hiccups along the way.
But I think we're back to the consistent times. A little later than.
Does it really matter?
Yes.
I can't speak. Does it really matter? Like if we originally, and when I said what time I wanted, first it was 12, and I'm shooting for 12:34. Important number for me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that was my phone number growing up here in Bigstown. It's been in my family for almost 40 years.
The phone number has
523-1234.
So it's been passed down generations.
Well, it's just been kept. It was my growing up at my dad's, and then it followed him to a house he lived in, and then I took it over to all of the houses I lived in until we all didn't have home telephones or landlines anymore, and we just sent it to a pole.
Okay.
On my family's land out in Powell Valley.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody.
So 523-1234 is the number. And that's sometimes, if they're wondering, that's why we come on.
Well, I say, and then we had to skip it just because of we were out and about doing some little visiting and celebratory whatever with close friends and family. So 1:11?
Yeah, 1:11 it is.
My birthday.
So that's why 1:11. You like to come on with the significant times, right? Or dates.
Yeah, just
since this is the late date.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could tie in at any date like that.
That's true.
So I was thinking this week, I had been out and about, and I was observing a couple dining, and I don't know what happened exactly, but I think there was some kind of like inappropriate gesture at like the wrong time. You know what I mean? It could be like that with anywhere. Like another thing would be like in church. You know, right when the pastor, says if anyone wants to come up or anything, you just start laughing.
Or let one rip.
Yeah.
On purpose. Because you think it's funny.
Yeah. So, things like that. Have you ever encountered anything?
Let's cut the seriousness right here. I actually
like the Mississippi squirrel,
I actually have. I can't take my sister anywhere. She will laugh at the most inappropriate times. Sad, angry, misfortune. Like, oh my gosh, somebody just lost the limb and she's over here hee-hawing. and it's like, you got me laughing, but I'm probably over there clearly helping.
Yeah.
She just a laugher. But that kind of bleeds into like what I wanted to talk about tonight, which would be like dislikes in people you love or types of behavior that are because
hard to handle.
True. But just general dislikes. It's somebody you love and care about, your family, your friends. In a recent speech that I just made recently at a pretty somber event, was to no matter what, you can dislike somebody you care about, somebody you love, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Right.
At different points in times and different situations. But if it's somebody you truly care about and love, or if you're loving correctly, then there's no 99% love or 101%, no more or less. It's either there or it's not. But the dislike can go up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Like You can not get along and dislike someone for a period of time or dislike what they've done to you, but your love has never wavered.
I agree with
They
that.
would never question that. Like, and you would never act or respond in a way to where anybody even listening to it would doubt your love for that person, even if it was in one of those 100% dislike situations.
Yeah.
Right? You have any experience with that to where you really care, you just dislike them? And it's with everybody. I think it doesn't matter what your coworker. I care, I'm concerned about you. A family member, like, cousin, I care, I love you. I just don't like you.
Yeah,
I don't like you, and I don't want to be around you. But don't doubt that I don't love you.
And that dislike, like you said, doesn't mean you dislike them for infinity, for whatever period of time.
Certain actions or reactions and all of that can
Mhm.
make you, or certain behaviors or certain circumstances, like, can make you dislike that person at that time,
Mhm.
and then thereafter for a period of time.
Yep.
That does not mean
That's a definite thing.
that it's a definite, like, I hate you, which I don't believe in hate.
You don't believe in hate?
No, I don't believe in hate.
If you believe
Some
in
people
love, though,
say
you have to believe in hate.
We've discussed this leading up to this show, to where I've said
There's a fine line.
I said, well, there's a fine line between love and hate, but I've actually said, wait a second, that's not exactly true. I don't think I've ever hated a person in my life. And I said that, and then I had to backtrack and say, well, there's one. And that's extenuating circumstances. And this
But
person,
that also means if you hate one, then you're capable of hate, no matter how small, right?
maybe it's not hate. Maybe it's just the feeling of eradication. Like, if I can find out who this person is, you're gone. No, I'm joking.
I honestly, I know I joke about it on the show, but do I hate anyone? No, not really. I really don't.
Not really. It takes too much energy to hate.
I don't care enough to hate about certain people anymore.
It's such a negative feeling that, like,
it's something that's like weighing you down.
Have you? But at some point in my life, or some point in time, I have actually said that to be able to hate somebody, you would have had to have really loved them. I actually disagree with that statement. If you love someone, there's nothing that can make you unlove that someone. It can make you dislike them. It can make you not pay attention to them. It can make your love be something that is of the past, and you stop it from having any other experiences on that. Because from then on past that point, they're probably going to be bad. So you just move on.
But you think you always carry love for them then?
If I've ever told somebody I love you and I care about you, then to a certain extent, yeah. Unless there's been 2 instances in my life to where I've actually thought I felt like that, but what I felt love for was a completely different human being than actually existed. People can be manipulated by other people to where it's like, no, I would have never loved the real you. I love the fake you, and
the mask.
Like,
before the mask.
That's a different show.
Yeah,
that's a different show. But in this dislike about people you love, I think one of the hardest things is to understand and come to terms and love and forgive, or even be in a relationship and try to date. And it's not someone with, like, I mean, there are people with problems, and everybody has problems. We all got problems. You all
I don't have problems.
A little off one way or another.
I don't have one problem. Not one. I'm problem free.
I can think of at least one problem you do have.
Okay.
At least one. We'll discuss it later.
Is there a problem only you know about?
Probably.
Okay.
not.
It's not a problem.
Probably not.
Oh.
Probably not. I'm pretty sure everybody would have noticed that problem.
Right. Yeah. But continue.
Another thing is dealing with people with mental health issues within a relationship, because you're not going to always like how a person behaves, responds, reacts. The unhealthiness of trying to maintain a relationship if one person isn't healthy enough to be in that relationship. But let's say healthy enough to be in a relationship, but you still have the obstacles of mental health issues. And
Right.
That's all encompassing. I'm pretty sure everybody crazy. Agreed? Everybody crazy. Everybody has their quirks. Everybody's got like these little things.
I'm sure they do.
I mean, I'm sure
they do.
I'm sure there's a percentage that are not.
I mean, I'm sure everyone does to a certain extent, because only people close to them would know these things. But on the surface, they might seem, oh wow, they have everything together. They don't have these quirks.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone does to a certain way.
Let's say like depression, anxiety.
I don't think everyone has that.
And I think everybody gets a little depressed. I think everybody gets anxious at things. But
well, not enough to be clinically,
This is true. But there are a
whole
lot.
Not everyone to be diagnosed. Like everyone has felt sadness.
How do you feel about if you were to be going into a relationship and this person says, well, I have bipolar disorder and all this, and they have to take medications for that. Hopefully it's controlled in some sort of
fashion,
medicinal way, therapeutic way, to where the symptoms aren't apparent. I'm telling you, this is like, really, I don't see that at all. Up until you do have to see it, because a lot of times mental health issues are not always consistent. They come and go. I myself suffer from anxiety disorder that can not be around for years. And then all of a sudden, stress, this, Lana doing cool, up until small inconvenience.
Big blow up.
Why are you acting this way? And it's almost like all of the stress is, watch out what?
When you blow up.
When you blow up?
Yeah, I'm just moving away.
It's good advice. If I'm going to blow up, it's going to be probably overboard.
You think?
Well, no, not all of the time.
At the time?
But everybody reaches their boiling point to where it's just like, I can't handle anymore. Like what I'm saying. But like,
push to the edge.
How do you feel about dating or being interested, or or your own experiences? Because I'd like to hear from you. Dealing with somebody with mental health issues, or your own, or something, or just anything, just be blanket. Like, how do you think that works out? Does it work out if both people have them, one person has them? Hopefully controlled at most 80% of the time. I
dated somebody once without any mental health issues, and it didn't work out because of my mental health issues.
Because you have your mental health.
So therefore, after I realized, for some one reason or another, I've been attracted to women that have these mental health issues. Do I seek it out? No. But it seems to...
do you seek it out, or it's a natural attraction?
It's a natural...
Or it's just like when you run into these people and after a while you wouldn't have any vested interest unless they could at least, I don't know, empathize, sympathize with you at a certain level of responses and behavior and reactions, and be that understanding.
I mean, that could be part of it as well. A major part. I don't know.
I mean, we're all crazy in our own little way.
Yeah. I just know what hasn't worked. And I know, so there's like what hasn't worked. And
he requires a crazy person.
Is that what you gathered?
Well, yeah, you just said that.
Yeah, really.
He just said that. He requires a crazy...
significant other?
I just require a less crazy person. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, and this is an honest show, so yes, I understand that. And your honesty.
Those are all the topics, but like it's just a little food for thought to people, like how you treat, how you respond, because ultimately in this speech of dislike of people you may love, I think I may have said this on the show before. My grandmother once told me that in a relationship, and I think I said this, that you're not going to like your partner. Sometimes it could be years, and she was married well over 50 years before my grandfather passed away. Mm-hmm. She lived almost 40 years longer than he did. Oh.
Oops. Well, most women do live longer than men.
I just like this for the table. That's true, because we're too busy having to take care of the men.
Because women are just too stressed.
Because our jobs are not done.
Women are just too stressed.
No.
It really is.
If we were so stressed out, we'd be dying younger. It's you men. We got to make sure everything's taken care of.
No. Women are making men stressful. For the most part. Stressed out. I know when I'm solo, I'm not stressed out hardly at all. But when I get involved with females, that's when the stressed out comes.
Well, I know when I'm solo, I'm not half as stressed out or any stressed out until I get involved with the man. So how about that?
I'd still say you're some stressed out.
Well, I just said I had anxiety to things.
So well, other than that. But anyway.
There might be a problem.
Okay, we're back.
Video.
The internet was a little slow there. But yeah. So really, so you think...
It's because, like... The powers that be cut that down, like you're arguing.
Because they knew that they sided with me.
That whole thing was just shite. So the universe said, "Cut it off."
Is it really shite?
Yeah. Kind of sound chauvinistic. Women are the problem.
You rebutted. Don't you get
the women on? But I get.
I
know you went serious.
Wasn't I? No, I don't think. I just know I'm. Have I made you stressed? Doing the show with me?
About quit. Remember last show when I told everybody that?
Was it last show?
Done. Yeah, done. Over. All that. Can't handle.
The stress of the show or working with me? What was it?
Well, there was just stress between us.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But you came back?
Out of pity.
Out of pity?
Yes, out of pity.
Would you out of pity?
Out of pity.
So basically, you came back to the.
This was an honest show.
It is an honest show.
Out of pity.
That's sad to know. Without pity. Well, at least you're back.
Truth hurts.
It does hurt, but I'm glad you're back, and so is the audience.
Well, I think we're on. I think we've only been on here 20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20.
Seems so much longer. See, it's stressed. It's stressed.
You do get a little bit stressed from the show, don't you?
I do, but in general, I've had a lot of stress. Why are you touching me?
I was getting some of the stress out of your back.
I'm just holding on to your chair.
Sorry. Is that okay?
Okay.
Have a drink of this Kool-Aid.
Drink of that orange Kool-Aid. I was going to get into my final thought, but I would like to mention, there's a lot of stressors in my life, like just normal things. I'm a giver. I care too much. I worry about too much. I seem to be under a little black cloud lately. And plus, I just lost somebody very close to me this past week.
Unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly. Or just in a manner that wasn't expected at all. Like just you can prepare yourself for like, yeah, I can see that happening. But when I didn't see that happen, and it's just completely different, more deadly. I don't know.
You're blindsided. Just
more regretful, just all of that.
Yeah.
But I've had a good day. I think this is the first day that I've had a good day because I felt like doing things, as in like washing a single dish that I haven't done in over a week.
They were stacked up high. I could barely see her.
Every dish was clean when you got here.
Yeah, this was before though. This was before you watched the first dish.
Oh, so
you said this was the first dish.
So you were here before.
Well, doing the show, we did a show last week, I think.
This is true. Anyways, let's just segue into the final thought. I know it hasn't been a full whatever minutes, but like I said, this show is, I've talked about a few of the things that I've had to think about this past week when relationships, not just even dating relationships, but relationships in general. Having a partner or a family member or a coworker, or even dealing with strangers, with any type of issues that you naturally would have a negative step back from. It's very important for everybody to remember, and I think this was on the same church marquee that I would see driving to swim practice when I was younger, because I was a competitive swimmer. But it said those that deserve love the least need it the most. I think I may have said this on this show before. I'm not sure.
I think you have.
I don't watch the shows back. But that segues into my final thought, which is, and this is what before I say it, this is actually what I tell everybody in the face of grief, in my condolences, because time, distance, and all of that matter. It's either love, it is not love. There's no greater, because there was more time, no less because there was less time. Like, it just is what it is. So it is better to have loved and to have lost than to have never have loved at all. Any amount of time is better than no time. So with that.
So that is the final thought.
That's kind of sad. It's kind of like somber, but it's the truth, though. Everybody can relate to that, I think.
I don't know.
You want some more Kool-Aid?
Maybe.
You want some more Kool-Aid?
Maybe.
Or you just
It's been a good
You're not
show,
going to
though.
cry, are you?
No.
Don't cry.
No. I was around cats earlier, and they make my eyes itchy and watery if they're red.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, this is the late date. You can find some of the upcoming shows. We've started doing recordings where?
You can go on YouTube, The Other People's Show. Check out the Facebook page, King Network TV. Also on Roku and Fire Stick, the King Network TV app. And we will be on Thursday with another edition of The Other People. And stay tuned for some new programming changes coming up.
Yeah.
So
like
some
we'll
changes.
announce those as we get more finalized details.
Yeah, so
Maybe even location changes.
yeah, so I hope everyone's enjoyed the show. I'm Adam,
I'm Lana.
and this is The Late Date. Good night.
Good night.